Coverage of the 2020 SHOT Show is brought to you by MDT. If you need a chassis system for your precision rifle, check out mdttac.com. This is John McWay with 8541 Tactical, and we're here at the 2020 Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show in the Nightforce booth. And we've got Drew here, and he's going to talk to us about this neat little device that they just released this year. Drew, What do you got there?
So we've got our Wedge Prism assembly. Not a fancy name, not necessarily a fancy product, but very integral when it comes to shooting extreme long range. Whether you're talking 500 yards with your 22, getting out past 12 or 1300 with 308, or if you've got a big boomer and you're trying to hit 2 miles, this would be a great tool for it.
Okay. So what actually is composed in there? Because it looks like it's a fairly simple design.
Yep. So there's a wedge prism inside, thus the name. It bends the light at a precise angle so that we can reposition the elevation travel of a rifle scope in a precision manner so that I can incorporate that figure into my dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it appears that it has an integrated mount in there. So what kind of scope height settings are we going to need to line up with this thing?
Yeah, this is built to be ideal for a 56 millimeter scope set at 1.5 inches of optical center. It can work with a little bit of offset, but that's where the ideal optical process would happen. So as long as you've got a Picatinny rail of some sort, our throw lever would allow you to mount it in front of the objective and make the work happen.
Does the axis of this device and the axis of your scope have to be the same, so mounted on the same cant of rail?
Not exactly. The closer the better with anything. But it can tolerate as much as 60 MOA in the rifle scope base on a 0 MOA platform for the Prism. If everything's zeroed out, whether you've got a continuous 30 MOA rail like on an AI, or you've got all zeros, you can make it work quite well.
Okay, very nice. And what's the price going to be on these?
Yeah, $990 US for either version. We've got a 50 MOA or 100 MOA.
Okay, and I'm sorry?
Yeah, the technicality of it is every wedge prism's a little bit different, so the actual value will be inscribed on the side in both mils and minutes, and then once you verify that that's the offset that you get, once you mount it to your exact system, then you can begin incorporating that into your dope.
Okay, and did I understand right that these are stackable, so you can put multiple ones in front of the scope?
Yeah, so if I've got a 50 and 100, I could put those together. If I've got a pair of hundreds, I could do that too. It can work beyond that, but it's certainly not ideal. The optical performance starts to degrade after that because we're either bending so much light or we've got so many lenses to go through. So 2 is what we recommend as a max.
Okay, so if you're working with something that's got really an extreme amount of drop over a very long range, you can definitely add up to quite a bit of elevation fairly quickly.
Oh yeah, all the dope.
All the dope. All right, very nice. Now, when it was originally posted on social media, as social media generally goes, there was a lot of criticism for it. But if I understand right, this is a design that dates back to the 1900s?
As I understand it, and I'm not necessarily an expert, but prisms have been around since the 1600s. Prisms have been used in things that fire projectiles like artillery since the 1800s. So it's not exactly the most novel thing in that sense, but it's certainly unique in the marketplace for what it does.
Well, it's nice that there's really no adjustments, no moving parts on it other than the throw lever, so it looks like there's very little that can actually go wrong with it, and pretty quick on, pretty quick off. So
exactly, and once you get everything set up and figured out exactly what shift you're seeing with it, as it's mounted on your exact gun, it's very, very repeatable, so it's certainly something you can instantly incorporate into whatever shooting solution you come up with.
Now, I know there's probably a lot of ELR guys out there that will love these, but I'm really going to be interested to see how far I can take a 22 out with one of them.
Right? So I've told this story a couple of times there at SHOT. I have a 7-35 on my 1022, which is a little bit of overkill, honestly. But at like 575, I'm just at the bottom of my reticle. But if I can figure out how to mount this baby on my 1022, I've got so much more potential now.
All right, well, very cool product, and thank you very much, Drew, for taking us through it.
Yeah, thank you.